Hello everyone, this is Healthy Options with Maureen. Today we'll be making some Egusi soup, also known as melon soup. It's very popular amongst the West Africans, really yum. Come with me as we make this. I know for sure you will like this. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Give us a thumbs up and share as well. Thank you. So for our Egusi soup, we'll be needing some already boiled meat with stockfish. I actually boiled this meat with the stockfish, and you can see we have the stock in it as well. I used some onions, dry pepper or dry chili powder, and some salt to boil the meat. And if you're not aware about how to do this, just click on the link in the description box. I have a video of one of the soups I made that explains that in details as well. We need some dried fish, smoked fish, red oil or palm oil, scotch bonnet peppers, momo. As you can see, I cooked this with my meat, then I fished it out and cut it into chunks because I like it in biteable sizes when I'm eating. We need some onions. I'll be blending that with the scotch bonnet peppers, and of course we need some owehe. And we also need some diced onions. They'll be going in at different times. We need some crayfish. We need some green vegetables. You can use ugu. It's difficult to find ugu where I am, so I'm using boma, also known as akwukwo ayara. It turns out very nice in soups. And we need some ground egusi. So first things first, we've actually done that is needful by boiling the meat with the stockfish. So I'm just going to place this on heat and we'll start prepping our ingredients. So we're going to start blending now, and I'll be adding on some water in the blender. Then upehe goes in, our crayfish goes in, then the onions cut into chunks, just a little bit. I like to blend this because I found out it adds flavor to the soup. So that goes in as well. So I'm going to blend this to give me a smooth paste before I add on the scotch bonnet peppers. I like to add it on later because I don't want this so smooth. I like to see chunks of it. So I'm going to start blending this. So I already have what I'm looking for. So right now we'll be adding on the scotch bonnet peppers. That goes in. And I'm going to be giving it just a rough blend. That's the texture we are looking for. So I'm going to be slicing up the vegetables while our meat heats up, and we'll start cooking at once. So we'll place our meat back on heat, and as you can notice, it's beginning to boil. So we'll be adding on the paste. I'll give the blender a rinse. So we have our crayfish, pepper, owehe, and a little bit of onions in the soup mixture. And now the next thing that will be going in is the egusi. So the egusi goes in. And as you can notice, I'm not stirring the egusi. I'm just trying to level out the surface so that it can touch the stock. That's exactly what we are looking for. That way we don't have burnt egusi. And immediately my egusi goes in, I'll be adding on the onions as well at this stage. Like I said, you level out, don't stir please. The egusi is mainly at the surface now, and you can notice the soup is beginning to boil to the surface. So we're just going to cover this and we'll turn down the heat. Then we'll cover the pot and give this some time, about 10 to 15 minutes. Then I'll come back and stir and show you what it looks like. So that's what it looks like after some time. And I'm going to give this a stir. So that's what our egusi looks like at this stage. So right now, I'll be adding on our palm oil. So the palm oil goes in. And at this stage, I'll be adding on a bit of salt. One more goes in as well at this stage. Remember, this has already been pre-cooked. and diced, so it goes in at this stage. This dried fish goes in. Smoked fish goes in as well. At this stage, I'll be rinsing out the blender and adding the fluid from the blender to the soup. And then I'll give it a good stir. So the good thing about not turning the egusi once you put it in is that it helps it to form and not get burnt at the base. So I'll be tasting for seasoning now. It tastes so good, people. It's not even cooked and it tastes so good. So I will cover this, let it boil a bit, then I'll be adding on the vegetables. So that's what it looks like by the time it's boiled. And the boma goes in as well. This is actually supposed to be ugu, but whatsoever green vegetables that works for you with egusi is fine. I like to use ugu or boma. I know some other people like to use spinach. So now we'll be giving this a stir. I don't like a lot of vegetables in my egusi soup, but everybody has their preference. So you could add a little more or a little less. We'll just leave this to boil for a couple of minutes so that the vegetables can be cooked. Then we'll be serving. So that's how I would like to serve my egusi soup with some sorghum or dawa fufu. This recipe will be coming up soon, so stay in touch. The recipe for the dawa fufu. So stay in touch so that you can see it. I hope you give this recipe a go and let us know what your take is on this. Please, if you've not subscribed, don't forget to do so by clicking on the subscribe button. Thank you.